Dog hugs. Let's see if we are happening. Yes, we are. Yeah. Bobby, it is so great to see you.
You too.
Yeah. The light behind you is warmer. Did you change the light or?
No, I had two lights on my desk
Yeah.
that I did not plug in today. So now we're just using the ceiling lamp and the gray day that is New York State.
Well, it's a good look. What do you know?
Well, thank you.
Yeah. How are
It's
you
my
guys?
romantic mood lighting.
Here you go. Yeah, it's romantic time somewhere.
Yeah, it's a little early in the day.
You guys, it is so great to be with you again today on Dog Hugs. Spider might be around for his opening here. He is actually busy rolling his treat ball around the studio. And as long as there's a possibility of still one last treat in there, he is going to keep going on that. For those of you who watched the show yesterday, I said we're having a guest today. And I was wrong. I didn't look at my schedule that's in my writing studio. Someday I'll take you guys on a tour of my writing studio. That's where I've got the command post for Dog Hugs and all that sort of thing until we're ready to go into the laundry lounge. So on Monday, here's our special. Oh, Spider's done. Our special 29 experience on Texas. You're going to love Chris and Dee and their amazing stunt dog. Yeah, they're going to show up at Spider big time. Why don't you come here? Can we have a hug? Yeah, a hug, my friend.
It's like, you can have a hug if I can get a snack.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you guys, today what we're going to do, for those of you who've been frequent visitor chatters, audience for the show, hey, Spider, treat ball. Go find it. I'm going to show you this other toy that we use to keep him busy in addition to the busy box. Come on. Oh, he's got one more treat.
Oh, I hear something rolling around in there.
That's that sound. So I've been wanting to share with you the story of how I adopted Spider. So that's what we're going to do today. And then after that, I'm going to show you a film about what before the COVID thing struck, the thing that I'd been working on to start bringing this trick training to, look where he's going, to shelter dogs all across the country. And so I'd begun doing that just before the shutdown. And really importantly, we would love to engage you guys. So please share what you got. All right, so Spider, let's get started here. Come on, buddy. So I believe that, inside of every shelter dog is an undiscovered movie star. Come on over here, buddy. So to find those diamonds in the rough, right, Spider? I make videos with shelter dogs, which helps them get the best kind of stardom, a loving home forever. So I'm not going to tell you the story about Spider, and this is how I tell the story when folks don't know Spider. So you can act along as if you don't know Spider, you're going to meet him for the first time. I actually start with him off stage. So we were making this 4th of July film, and the shelter brought out 12 dogs. I've got to go get him occupied. 1 second. Here, little buddy. Where's your treat ball? Go find. This is our hand signal for treat ball, and I'll show you why it's that in a minute. Yeah, he's going. He's getting it. He found it in the corner. He's bringing it here. Bring it. Oh, he's got one more treat in it. All right. So I think he's totally going to upstage his own story. So we were making this 4th of July film, and the shelter brought out 12 dogs. And among these dogs was one dog who was really rough. I mean, you could barely touch this dog. Go get your treat now, buddy. Go get it. Bring it. Get it. So this one really rough dog who you could barely touch, he looked and sounded like he'd walked straight out of the Mad Max movies, right? This Australian cattle dog. Well, the shelter had given this dog the perfect name, Spider. And it turns out Spider had a history. He'd been adopted before and given up on twice. And it might have been 3 strikes and you're out. But fortunately, the shelter, and this is Pet Orphans in Southern California, pulled him off of death row, named him Spider. So in the 4th of July film, Spider could barely sit for 5 seconds, as you can probably imagine, while most of the other dogs learned to sit and pose and even learned a few tricks. And naturally, those dogs got adopted right away. But a month later, no one had come for this guy. Come here, buddy. No one had come for Spider. So a month later, I kept thinking about this guy. Come here, buddy. Get your treat ball, buddy. Bring it. Come on. Attaboy. Treat ball. I'll show you the hand signal. Come on, buddy. All the way up. He's got it. He's got to get it in his teeth. Come on. Hup. Bring it up here. There you go. Thank you. So this is made by Pet Safe, and it's got two sides. You screw it apart. You put the treats in. You put the treats in the end. And he loves it. So the hand signal became this motion of my screwing the treats together. Just like this, he knows it's treat ball time. So I put a few treats in it. This is like the busy box. And then it rolls around the floor. It works, it's much more agreeable to my ears when we do it on carpet as in the studio rather than on a hard floor, because it sounds like clattering. Wait there, buddy. Okay. So a month later, Spider, as you might imagine, was still at the shelter because he hadn't learned any tricks. You see, the single biggest reason that shelter dogs don't get adopted, homeless dogs don't get adopted, is lack of training. Well, I love taking a problem and turning it inside out. What if instead of it being the worst kind of dog, this dog, the myth is that they're forever broken, what if inside of every dog is this undiscovered star, and it's our job to bring out that stardom? So what if inside, the dog is this undiscovered movie star, and that's our job to discover it, and we get out our tools to do that. So I volunteered to take Spider on walks. And he began to open up. Instead of avoiding eye contact, he looked at me. So I taught him a few hand signals. He smiled. I decided I was up for a really big challenge. I brought Spider home with me forever. And now, this guy knows more than 50 dog tricks. Let's see if we can get him to do one of his right now. See, one of his favorites is getting up on this big ball and rolling it all over the studio. Hey, buddy. Hup. Good job, buddy. So he even invented his own trick. From the big ball, he will hop under the handlebar of this toy shopping cart. Ready? Get on the big ball. Good job. Hey, that's a good trick. I've not seen that variation of that before. Well done, Spider. Very good boy. See you later, Spider. He's going shopping. Very good boy. So our veterinarian says that now Spider is a completely different dog. Yes, I know. You know, in the beginning, she could barely touch him. I mean, she needed 3 veterinary technicians just to examine Spider. And now we perform dog tricks in the waiting room. Trick training has transformed Spider's life. Made him sociable. Well, he is going cabin fever. Take a bow, buddy. Very good. All right, well done. It's made him sociable somewhat. And it's certainly built our bond. And I believe that trick training will do that. Hey, quiet, buddy. You're stepping on your big line here. Yeah, that's right. Good boy. Good job. Trick training will do that for other dogs too, by enriching their lives. Dog tricks. We can help more shelter dogs, rescue dogs, street dogs, homeless dogs get the best kind of stardom, that forever home. So that is Spider's story. Hope you enjoyed that. All right. So let's bring in some comments. I see it looks like we've got a few comments. And my good friend from Hawaii, Kevin Cochrane, said, nice, boys are the same. You know, Kevin does some wonderful work bringing boys to men. Isn't that right, Kevin? I think you're still doing that kind of work, mentoring teenage boys and helping them become good men. So, Kevin, I don't know if you know this, but the other day I had one of the leaders in the Mankind Project on the show, Greg Gondrin. And it's great to see you there with us. And yes, Kevin says you are doing it. Great to see you, buddy. I owe you a call, my friend. Yeah. And Sarah Smith from Saginaw says, vocal today. Yes, he is. Sarah. Yeah, he is certainly vocal today. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he obviously burns a lot of calories, or he'd be huge for all the times he got snacked.
He sure does. You know, I want to show you guys also. This is the beginning of what I have been launching a few months ago. And so I'm going to play you guys a short film now. And this is with another dog. Here we go.
When you welcomed me to your shelter, I saw what I see all across this country, that inside each homeless dog, there's this spark of greatness. An undiscovered movie star, a future therapy dog who will comfort those in need, a search and rescue dog, and a whole lot of best friends waiting to meet their new companions. Their brilliance isn't always obvious, but it's there. Even in that dog, you know, the one who cowers in his kennel, barks fiercely, won't make eye contact, that dog you can barely touch. We'll call him Beauregard. Beau. The myth is that homeless dogs like Beau are forever broken. The truth is, they're just scared. But their luck changes now because we get to unleash their greatness. So we get at our tools, treats or toys, and patience. And we begin to challenge Beau. A funny thing happens when a dog is challenged in a good way. The homeless dog forgets to be fearful and starts to have fun. Confidence grows. Skills grow. Beau's personality wakes up. The biggest reason homeless dogs like Bo don't get adopted is lack of training. But what if we taught them dog tricks? Yeah, dog tricks! Maybe you're thinking, whoa, dog tricks are magic tricks. Yes, and these tricks will make your job easier to get these dogs adopted. That's the magic trick. And I'm gonna let you in on a secret. These tricks, movie dog trainers use them. Sound good? I'll show you. Good job. This is Bo. We trained for a couple of days with some of his shelter mates. Bo is demonstrating one of his tricks right now, getting on a platform. This raised platform helps Bo focus and boosts his confidence to get up in front of an audience. The platform engages Bo's body and brain together, and that speeds up training. You see platforms in movies all the time. Dog gets up on a couch, that's a platform. Or on a boulder, that's a platform. Another trick, the paw shake. Why do we love the paw shake? It says that we're connected, that we share a language, that we're safe. The paw shake is a building block for all kinds of dog tricks. In a TV commercial, Bo puts his paw on a dog food bag. In his adoption photo, Bo waves hi. The paw shake gets dogs adopted. Come on, Bo. Come here. Good job. Come on, buddy. Good job. Dog tricks teach Bo that his world is safe, rewarding, and fun. Rescue star Bo is now ready for the best kind of stardom, a loving home, forever. Dog tricks save lives.
Well, thank you guys for watching that. And I loved hearing your comments there. Yeah. So, started with Spider and now getting to bring that work all over the country. Spider's ready for his next treatment. So we'll get him going over here and then bring in some of your wonderful comments.
You know, he really should be as big as a house.
It's funny though, because he's not getting quite as much exercise. He has picked up a pound or two. So, thank you guys so much for your comments on that little film, and want to know how you guys are doing out there as we begin to head into into the weekend. And Sarah Smith says, my mom has a dog just like yours. What kind of a dog is your mom's, Sarah? You know, and Diane, you are correct. Spider does need more treats. Yeah, he is certainly vocal today. Yeah, right. Would love to hear from even more of you. We really appreciate you guys being on the show. I want to give you a sense of what's ahead with the show, because it's really been nice to how many folks have stepped up in our world, Robbie and my world, who wanted to share, really, especially at this time, what they have to offer with you guys. And we're really excited that next week, as I mentioned, we've got Chris and Dee from the Canine Experience. They're going to be on the show on Monday. And then we're going to start pre-recording some special videos and other really cool projects that we're unable to bring you live. And we're going to start bringing those to you. So on
that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. On Tuesday, we have an amazing trick trainer from Israel.
Oh, wow.
Is going to be with us. I'm really excited about that. And then, Robbie, is there a chance that we launch on Wednesday from the cat box?
I don't know if
Maybe.
it's going to be on Wednesday.
Okay,
It might
all right.
be, but I'm
All right.
not. I can't commit right now.
All right,
Yeah,
but
I still got to make my graphic, Larry. And you know how long that takes me.
it's true. Yeah, and we will get to that, but we're going to have some really special videos for you every day. So
Oh,
that's
I can't
really,
wait.
really cool. Yeah. So, as you know, on this show, we love to ask for gratitudes and blessings, and really share, what's on your guys' minds and your guys' heart. And Sarah says she has an Australian cattle dog, just like Spider. Good luck.
A lot
with
of
that.
energy.
Yeah. And our good friend of the show, Geraldine Chada, Gdog. Hi to you, and love to you too, Geraldine, Gdog. It's great to have you as a guest as well as in the audience. It's really great.
Oh, wow.
So Diane Ferguson says, I run Unconditional Love Pet Rescue. Cattle dogs are the very challenging to find homes for. Thanks so much for highlighting Spider. He's wonderful. Well, thank you for that beautiful comment, Diane. As you may have heard in the story, he wasn't always so wonderful, and it did take that kind of, as you say, Diane, unconditional love to really bring out that inner spark, that spark of greatness, what I call the undiscovered movie star that is within all dogs, not just some dogs, but all dogs live.
And what I kind of think, Larry, is like, there's people who say, oh my gosh, that dog is so cute, I must have one of those breeds, without realizing how much work they take. Australian cattle dogs and border collies and different dogs are the dogs that I know that someone like me would not have the energy or the knowledge to train, which is why I have miniature poodles. Because those are the dogs that I researched and know about. So
yes.
I would, I feel bad for the people who are like, oh my gosh, I need this dog. And then, they can't handle it and train it, like Spider had been, taken back twice. And it's got to be so hard.
Yeah. You make a really good point. When the movie 100 Dalmatians came out, suddenly everybody started getting Dalmatians and learned that they're not so easy. Dalmatians can sometimes be aloof. Now they're wonderful dogs, and but they're not necessarily huggy dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. What my mission is to have that kind of impact with shelter dogs. To bring, for those of you who are of a certain age, you may remember a movie called Benji, who was and when Benji came out, adoption of shelter dogs really rose dramatically.
Oh, wow.
And that's the kind of impact that I'm beginning to have. And I know many others, such as Diane, who works with Unconditional Love, and so many others who are having with shelter dogs to break that myth that they're somehow forever broken.
Yep.
And, I'm not against a purebred if you can get a purebred dog from a responsible breeder and not from what's called a puppy mill.
Yep.
And to show that rescue dogs, or as I sometimes call them, used dogs, are really, really awesome. We have a blessing from Geraldine. I'm grateful for the sun. It's such an amazing feeling to be able to have the sun in your face after well said, Gdog.
No, if Geraldine could send some of that sun up here, I'd be grateful.
Say what? Oh,
if Geraldine could send some of that sun up here, I'd be grateful.
Well, Gdog is a really, really powerful person.
She is. Come on, Geraldine.
Put a good word. Yeah. I love to help people, the passion they bring to help save pets. Why don't you go get your treat ball, buddy? Oh. Yeah, good. Make the better for all of us together.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Sending. All right. On your way, Robbie.
I'm looking.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see it. You got to go find it. He'd rather interrupt the show. You got to go find the treat ball. I have no idea where you put it. There you go.
He's like, why should I do that much work when you're here?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, Robbie, as we're about to go into the weekend, do you have some gratitude or blessings today?
I'm grateful for all of the people that show up for this show, that give us the hearts and the likes and the thumbs up, that end up, watching it and watching the replays during the week. So I think that's really cool that they come to see the tricks, hear what we have to say, and support the guests that we've had.
Good job. Yes, bring it.
So that's what I'm grateful for today.
Yeah, thank you. Well, being a little bit glib, I am grateful for the street ball. Yeah, but seriously, I really appreciate your saying your gratitude for the folks in the audience. Now that we've been doing the show for an entire month, I am grateful for all the guests, who have been on the show, as well as all of you who really make this show so much fun to do. Yeah. So, send you guys into the weekend with a great big hug. Oh, wait, we got one more comment. True that. I'm sorry, Diane, that spider stepped on your line. I think yeah. All right. Let's send folks out with a big hug. There you go. There you go. There you go. He is so ready to start this thing. All right. The ball, Spider. All right. Send you guys into the weekend with.
Bye, everyone.
Really look forward to seeing you on Monday.